With the powers that we're discussing. Now I'm discussing these powers again. Now this powers, let's begin from the powers of the parliament. And the first power is called as the legislative power. Now this legislative power means the power to make the laws on any topic. So the parliament has three kind of lists in which they can make the law, or actually the constitution has made the three kind of lists in which the laws can be made, and these three lists are called as the union list, then the second is called as the concurrent list, and the third is called as the state list. Now listen to again the numbers that are there in each of these lists. This union list contains 97 subjects, then the concurrent list contains 47 subjects, then the state list contains 66 subjects. Now what is the subject? These are basically the topics on which the law can be made. And what is the meaning of this list? The meaning is this, that the union government has the full right to make laws on the 97 subjects. Now the state government has the full right to make the laws on the 66 subjects. And the concurrent list, that means the common list, the 47 subjects are there in which both the central government and the state government can make the laws. But there is a condition that if there is a similar law made by the state or the union government, then the law made by the union government will prevail and the state government's law will become null and void. That means it will be zero. Now come to the second topic under the legislative powers, and that is called as the residuary powers. Now this has come in the words. Now what is the definition of it? Residuary powers is the power of the parliament to make laws on any of the subject which are not covered under the three lists which I have explained just before. I am repeating it. Residuary powers is the power of the parliament to make law on any subject, any topic, whatever, which is not covered in any of the three lists, namely the union list, comma, the concurrent list, and the third, the state list. So these are called as the residuary powers, and this power is with parliament only. No other body has this power. Now come to the next topic, that this third topic is laws on the state list. That means under what condition the parliament can make a law on the state list. And the first condition is that if there is a national emergency imposed, then in that case parliament can make a law in the state list. Second, if there is a precedent rule in any state, and in that condition the parliament has the right to make the laws on the state list as well for that particular state. Third condition is that if two or more states request parliament to make a law for any subject, then parliament gets the power to make a law on any of the state list subject. Fourth is, suppose if India is having any kind of obligation regarding any international treaty, to fulfill that international treaty obligation, now government gets the power, the union parliament gets the power to make any law whatever is needed for that purpose. So these are the conditions in which the laws on the state list can be made by the parliament. Last condition that exists is that suppose if the Rajya Sabha, this I have already explained in the Rajya Sabha topic, and is a repetition of that part, that if the Rajya Sabha feels by 2/3 majority, it allows the union parliament that a subject of the state list has attained national importance, then the union parliament gets the power to make a law on it. So these are the 5 conditions on which in which the laws in the state list can be made by the parliament. Now in the list of the powers comes the financial powers. Now understand what is the financial power. First thing that you need to understand regarding the financial power is that without the permission of the parliament, and especially without the permission of the Lok Sabha, no money can be spent or no money can be put into the national exchequer no taxes can be raised or lowered, nothing can be done without the permission of the Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha stands as the guardian of the finances of the country and national exchequer. Exchequer is basically that account in which the all money of the India comes and goes. Done. Now, let's understand some of the terms that are related with the financial powers. The first term is a budget. Now, this budget is what you must have seen just a few days ago. Nirmala Sitharaman had just made the budget and declared it as well. So, what is a budget? Budget is a statement in which the expenditure and the income of the government is shown. So, that statement is called as a budget. Now come to the next part, and it is called as the supplementary grant. Now in this topic I will be telling you one difference between what is budget and what is vote on account. So firstly let's discuss the supplementary grant. Now suppose if government has allotted money for any project, suppose 100 crores has been allotted, and later on government feels that some more money is required for it, then government can ask for the additional funds for that particular work, and this additional grant of the money is called as the supplementary grant. Now come to the third point of it, that is called as the vote on account. And actually this year, now what the government has done is, it is not actually a complete budget, it can be termed as a vote on account. Now understand what is a vote on account. Now this happens when the government doesn't make a complete budget for the full year, but government asks from the parliament expenditure for some months, whatever the months it needs, like 4 months or 5 months, for paying salaries or for other kind of the urgent works, and later on government makes the complete final budget and this money is adjusted in it. So this is the term. This when happens, it is called as the vote on account. Now normally this vote on account happens under normal conditions when the government is in the last year of its term. So like for example this year, now this is the last year of the term, now after this elections are to be held. So before the election the government is not making the budget for the full year, instead it is asking for expenditure for some months, so that when the new government comes they can make the budget accordingly, and this money whatever they are asking in the vote on account, this will be later on adjusted in the budget. So I will just sum up it in a few lines. What is vote on account? Vote on account is not a complete budget, but it is the money that is asked by the government for some months for running out the expenditure for those few months, and later on it can make the budget whenever it feels comfortable for it, and this money which has been asked is added to that account later in the full and complete budget. Last point of it is the taxes. That means the parliament or the Lok Sabha has the full power of the taxes, and no taxes can be increased or decreased or imposed or removed without the permission of the Lok Sabha or the parliament. Similarly, the salaries of the ministers etc., they also are increased or decreased. Full power regarding this is with the parliament only. Now come to the next part, and this next part is regarding how the laws are made. So in this way, we can put the two kind of laws. One is called as the money bill and other is called as the ordinary bill. So money bill constitutes basically those kind of bills that are asking for money from the government. So if it is a money bill, then it comes with the prior assent of the president, then it introduced in the Lok Sabha, then Lok Sabha passes it on for 14 days to the Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha only has advisory role in the money bill. Its advice, whatever it gives, is not supposed, it is not compulsory for the Lok Sabha to follow it. And suppose within 14 days, if it does not return the bill, then Lok Sabha can proceed in this matter and pass the bill. The complete authority of the money bill is with Lok Sabha only, and it is introduced only in Lok Sabha and not in Rajya Sabha. So after Lok Sabha passes it, it goes again back to the president, and as soon as the president signs it, this bill becomes a law. Now understand how the ordinary bill is passed. Ordinary bill can be introduced, no need of taking prior permission from the president. It can be introduced. It comes to firstly to the Speaker of the Lok Sabha. Then it is the Speaker who decides whether a bill is a money bill or ordinary bill. As soon as the Speaker says, okay, this is ordinary bill, now this can be introduced either in Lok Sabha or in Rajya Sabha, and after introduction it can be passed in the houses. After getting passed in one house, it can go to the other house, and after getting passed from both the houses, it goes to the president. Now here one condition is there with ordinary bills, and in this condition what happens? If the bill is signed by the president, then this becomes a law. And suppose if the president is not willing to sign it, nobody can force him, and in that case it remains on the table of the president and doesn't become a law. Now here one more condition is there, that suppose if president feels that in this ordinary bill only 1 or 2 points or any point which president feels needs to be looked into, and it sends for reconsideration to the parliament, then it can go to the parliament, but parliament cannot be forced to consider these suggestions given by the president. And now if the parliament sends it back to the president, then president has to sign it. So then it becomes a law. So in this way the money bill and the ordinary bills are passed. Now let's discuss some of the other powers. And what are these other powers? First of all, let's discuss some of the terms. Now first term that we are going to discuss right now is universal adult franchise, and this means that it is a system in which the citizens of the country, that is the citizens of India, above 18 years of age, irrespective of their whether they are male, female, or whether of any religion, any area, they get the power to vote as per their own will, and this is called as the universal adult franchise. Now let's see another term that is related with the parliamentary procedure, and that is called as question hour. Now what is a question hour? This question hour gives the members to ask the questions from the government. And how it can be defined as? It is the first working hour of the parliament. Normally it is from 11 AM to 12, in which the members can ask the questions from the government, and this is called as the question hour. Now what is this next term? This is called as 0 hour. Now just the hour after the question hour, that means from 12 noon to 1 PM is termed as 0 hour, and in this time the members can discuss any issue with the government. Now come to another parliamentary word, and that is called as the adjournment motion. Now what does this mean? It is now let's see the definition of it. Under adjournment motion, the normal business of the houses is set aside and an urgent matter of immediate importance is taken up for the discussion. So the motion which is brought for this purpose is called as adjournment motion. Next term that is related with the parliament procedure is motion of no confidence. Although we have already discussed it, let's discuss it again. This is a power which is with the opposition, that if they feel that the government has lost its majority, then to test it they can bring the no confidence motion, and if the voting takes place and the votes are less for the ruling party, then the government has to resign. So this is the importance of the no confidence, and please remember that this no confidence motion can be brought only in Lok Sabha and not in Rajya Sabha. Now let's discuss one more topic, and this more topic is like how the executive can be controlled. So we can say like mention the ways in which the parliament can control the executives. And remember few points, few words that I am telling you. The first thing is that the Lok Sabha can control the executive by bringing no confidence motion, that it can bring the cut motion, it can bring the censure motion, it can send the reports to the various special officers like the Comptroller and Auditor General, etc. So these are the ways in which the Lok Sabha can control the executive, and Rajya Sabha also has the same powers, except that they cannot bring the no confidence motion. Rest everything is same with the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So we have come to the close of this lesson. Now this lesson gets 10 marks for it in the section A. So please take care of it.